Hey, this is Christina Morris with Get Healthy or Get Dead. I am joined this morning with Shelli Shinkus. We became acquainted at a race in Kentucky, and Shelli has an interesting story. So I wanted to begin. Actually, Shelli, if you'll tell my followers a little bit about what you do, your sport, and all of your background of your athleticism. I think it's very interesting before we get started on the other part of your story.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, in school, I played softball growing up and volleyball. Moved to Florida as an adult out of college to work for Disney at their first oceanfront resort and continued, though, playing softball, co-ed softball on a traveling women's team. We'd play at Disney's Wide World of Sports all the time. And it was during that experience, though, that I got into kayaking with taking guests from the Disney resort to meet an outfitter and lead them on this trip. And it turned into kind of this part-time gig that was just kind of a fun side job. So yeah, I started kayaking back in 1998, so 27 years ago.
And now you compete. So let's tell us a little bit about your races and what craft you use and those kind of things.
Yeah. So I got into kayak racing actually back then too. Would always just borrow a kayak or whatever from the company that I was leading tours for. Never bought one because I didn't need to. But yeah, so that was down in Florida. And then with work, I've relocated over the last many years. I've been in senior living development for 22 years as a career, which has taken me to some cool places. But my kayaks have changed according to whether I'm coastal, if I'm in the mountains. So yeah, so I've continued races as I relocate different geographies, just finding things in the area. So it's just a passion that I've certainly got and had for a long time.
What is your training like for your sport?
Yeah, well, I hit the gym regularly anyway and have for the last many years early in the morning. I'm not a cold weather person, so I tend to hibernate in the winter. But come spring, as soon as I'm able, I'm trying to hit the water and at least do a quick 5 miles after work a couple of times a week, and then fitting in some social kayaking outings on various rivers around Virginia as well. So yeah, just to get ready for race season, which is of course spring, summer, and fall.
Yeah, and I assume you work out in the gym as well.
Yes, yes.
But what is your gym routine like?
Yeah, so it changes. It changes according to how I feel, which I'm sure we'll get into to the why in a minute. But I go ridiculously early every morning. The alarm goes off at 3:20 in the morning, Monday through Friday. I'm at the gym by 3:40 there for about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half. I always do a solid 45 minutes of weight training and then typically 45 minutes of cardio. Sometimes it's just walking on an incline. This morning, though, Monday, the gym doesn't open till 5. A little bit later, I go to a Planet Fitness. So I call it Heart Day. So I do intervals on the stair mill on Mondays. But yeah, so consistent weight training, hit every body part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you do compound weights, compound exercises? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I change it up. I'll change up the rep pattern. I'll change up the set pattern. Sometimes it's supersets. Sometimes I'll do high reps. Sometimes I'll just go for heavier weight. Don't go super heavy because again, I'm there by myself, so there's no spotter, so I don't go too crazy with
yeah.
going heavy, heavy. But and at this point in my life, I don't really need to be lifting a car anyway. Not that I ever did, but
Yeah, I think at our point in our life is just to stay healthy and
right,
stay active and keep our muscle mass.
right.
So I wanted to get into your story. We're friends on Facebook, and you posted something recently about your health journey, and it kind of took me off guard because when we met, I don't remember talking about that. So please tell me about what happened and your story.
Yeah, yeah. So don't share it a whole lot, but people who see me and want to know the why. Yeah, in November 26, 2001, I was in a terrible car accident on the interstate. I still get a little emotional, so sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, a car came into my lane on the interstate and pushed me into the median, and I rolled through the median into the other side of traffic. And I suffered a neck fracture at the C1, C2 level, which, as people know, that's what your head rotates on. It's called the
Yeah.
atlas and the axis. And so, again, my car was upside down. Unfortunately, there was a woman I rolled on top of That was actually airlifted from the interstate, and then they took me and airlifted me out. But had all internal injuries. You looked at me physically. I couldn't move because there was some spinal cord damage as well as brain hemorrhaging. So yep, long road to recovery. So yeah, C1, C2 fracture and brain hemorrhaging, November 26, 2001. So long road to recovery, they weren't sure what abilities I'd gained back. I was young, I was active.
How old were
Uh,
you? Sorry, how old at the time?
24. I
Okay.
turned 25 going through all this. So yeah, not everybody should turn 25 in a nursing home, I say. So it was really, really was a nursing home. It was a rehab facility, but
Oh, yeah.
there's nobody near my age there.
Wow. And
Yeah.
just to kind of give people a picture, so because I was an intensive care nurse and a nurse anesthetist for a while, um, a severe head injury, neck injury is what you had because you were in a halo. Like you literally, when you went into surgery, they had to stabilize your head and neck so they could do the surgery. Otherwise, if something was turned the wrong way, it could literally make you paralyzed. So this was a very, very, very serious injury, and your recovery and your functionality is like truly an amazing story because like you can't even tell that it happened to you. So, and also like people who have halos, they sometimes even have scarring where the halo was placed. I don't even notice that when I'm
Yeah.
looking. I seriously didn't even notice that because, like, being a nurse, we always like we notice like injuries that were severe, like something like that, or a trach scar or something like that, and I just never noticed. So that it's just really incredible. And your the picture you posted on Facebook was actually you in the halo. I'm like, oh my God, like tell me, like I had to know about it. And so what was it the surgeon or the neurologist that said why you made it through so well?
Yeah, well, it was really the rehab physician in the nursing facility, right? Because I don't remember a whole lot. Again, and I lost my vision for a good month. And
Wow.
so when you can't see and you can't feel, I mean, all the other senses, basically smell and hearing, are heightened. For
Yeah.
those who've never lost those sensations, the others are heightened. And so, yeah, I don't remember a whole lot, through that period other than getting to the rehab facility. And that's where, of course, I started getting stronger, of course, after I battled the depression and all the terrible thoughts that come with your current state, right? You finally just hit a point where you're like, okay, I can't go much further down. So let's fight this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was really my rehab physician that said, thanks to all your upper body musculature, because of course, I had people from softball teams, I had my kayak friends, I had my volleyball friends coming to visit me,
Yeah.
and so they shared with everybody kind of, and I worked for the Dodgers doing sports marketing at the time down at their spring training in Florida. So, yeah, I had a lot of people coming to visit that shared, what I had been. And so, yeah, they said if I hadn't had all that upper body musculature, I wouldn't be here today. And literally 1 month before that accident, so October 26th, my accident was November 26th.
Yeah.
October 26th was the Sunshine State Games women's kayak race in the Intercoastal. And yeah, I won that. And, it's just amazing how 1 month later it can change drastically. So,
Yeah. It's interesting that you bring that up because and that kind of I want to kind of segue into gratitude because you actually posted about that too, which also I can relate to. But the having gratitude, like not knowing what's happening in the next minute and actually truly being appreciative of your life and where you are in the moment. And mindset is a huge thing. I don't have you met Mike Malone yet? I just interviewed him last week.
oh, not in person,
Yeah.
social media.
Okay, so Mike and Sally were talking about mindset
Yeah.
is a huge
Oh,
thing
yeah.
when you in achieving goals, and you are clearly a very driven person, and which I recognize also myself. So I'm sure that your mindset had a lot to do with your recovery, and I would love for you to talk about the gratitude you experienced after this life-changing event.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's why I get up. get up at 3:20 every morning, and it's like I hit the gym and I'm not trying to accomplish anything. It's just it's I can, right? You can. And that's the thing I think people don't think about when you have some kind of an altering injury. There's so many things you can do, right? Sure, it may take away something like I can't running anymore because of the way the vertebrae healed, right? The impact of running after a period of time. I've had just kind of some tingling in my fingers, losing sensation, and it's just I was told running's not good, right? I think it's more a matter of mindset of there's so many things that you can do, just appreciate the things that you can. And kayaking, again, I feel like kayaking saved my life. So not just getting up and working out every morning because I can. And also I got into that routine because in the rehab facility, what would they do every morning? They would come in and move me early in the morning. And then paddling, like it saved my life. So I love it. And so it's in these races. Do I want to win? Yeah. But the fact that I'm there, it's I don't know. It can hurt because if I hadn't been paddling in a while and you hit that threshold and you're like, man, why am I doing this? You're questioning your choices of doing a race. It's like I think back and reflect, and it's like you can do this. It's
You
10 miles, it's 12 miles, it's however many miles it is, right?
can do anything after what you accomplished. That's
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah.
amazing, miraculous recovery. I mean it like from a medical perspective, it's
Oh,
truly amazing.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I'm really appreciate you sharing your story with us, and I'm so proud of you for all that you've achieved, and I'm really glad that we met, and I find you very inspirational. So I just wanted to share your inspiration with others so they could hear your story.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I love it when people, they look at me and they see my physical ability now and I hear the words, oh, it must be nice. And then I pause and I share a little bit of my story and it turns kind of that negative thought in somebody else that it just comes easy for somebody else. Just a little bit more about, hey, you can do this. So I love doing that too. And I wish there was more of a platform for me to get out and do that and share it, to be more encouraging to people. So I appreciate you
Coach,
the time to do this today.
do you coach people in kayaking by chance?
I don't. I don't. Yeah, there's so much more that when this career that I'm in that I've been in for 22 years right now is maybe coming to an end. There's so many things I'd love to jump off and do, more on that aspect, right? To give
Yeah.
to give back and be more encouraging and to help others. So
And before I let you go, can I ask you one more question? Because clearly you're fit, and I bet you probably monitor everything you put in your body and stay hydrated. Can you tell the followers a little bit about what you eat and what your diet habits are like?
yeah, so I say I'm annoyingly routine. I eat a lot of the same thing every week, and some people are like, I can't do that, and I completely understand that. Like for instance, right? I get a family pack of chicken every Sunday, and I'm roasting it and preparing it because that's what I'll eat on at lunch all week. But I mean, I primarily stick to just or the perimeter of the grocery store,
Yeah,
right? Load up on fruits and vegetables. I don't do a lot of dairy personally because dairy doesn't like me.
yeah,
But yeah, just protein, lean protein. And I'll do carbs before like a longer paddling event or something just to give me that sustained energy.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I drink a ton of water. I've got about 5 of these around because I'm
yeah,
constantly refilling my 1.5 liter bottles of water all day long.
yeah.
But yeah, fruits, vegetables. I know everybody says fruits are bad and that all that sugar. They're not, it's the fiber you get from them and all the nutrients beats all that out. But yeah, that's primarily what I eat. I don't really weigh anything. I don't pay attention. I just try to stick to whole foods.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty normal, reasonable, healthy diet to me. And then
Yeah.
do you take movement breaks routinely? Since I see you sitting at a desk and you're in an office, so do you do that? Do you take frequent breaks to move around?
Yeah, well, and in my position, I am up and about a lot. I'll sit, but yeah, I can't sit for more than a little bit, and then I got to get up and walk around. There's that ADHD part of me too that I just can't sit. Otherwise, I won't focus very long on a computer screen anyway. So it works.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm so glad you took time this morning out of your busy day to speak with us, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. All
Thanks.
right.